Most businesses that are considering running LinkedIn ads have probably already got experience using Google Ads or Meta Ads. Now, whilst experience in digital advertising is useful, it can actually be a real problem when it comes to LinkedIn. LinkedIn ads are so different that experience actually skews the experience and the way in which people are going to use that platform in a way that isn't actually that helpful, because the way that Google ads work and the way that Meta ads work is going to give preconceptions around the campaign objectives you want to set, where in the funnel you're going to have your ads, and also what you're going to use in terms of ad format, creative, and most crucially, what an acceptable goal and ROI is going to be for you as you set your campaigns out, and how quickly you're going to want to see that ROI. So actually having that experience can probably put you at a disadvantage to someone who was coming to LinkedIn ads cold and really understood how they work and where they want to put them. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to break down those key differences between LinkedIn ads and the other platforms, and also look at the end of how we can actually use this as a whole ecosystem. We don't just want to be advertising in one place, and how we can use LinkedIn ads as part of that ecosystem and how they can complement each other. So first of all, let's start with Google search. Google search is highly intent based. You put something in and you're going to get that result there. You know what you're looking for. You're looking for an answer, and you're either doing that as part of research or you're looking to buy the product. So whilst it works across the marketing funnel, particularly at the bottom, there are going to be people that are going to search for it and they can buy a product or service or make that high value inquiry quite quickly because they know what they're looking for and they have that level of intent, actively looking for something. And this is probably fundamentally different to any other digital advertising platform that you've got, because you're getting that data in real time, you're getting it quickly. Then we have Google Display, where it is more about that visibility play, but it's quite passive. It's gonna be there. You're gonna get clicks and you're gonna get seen, but you're not going to get that engagement in the way that you will on LinkedIn ads. You're not going to see who's clicking on those ads. You will be able to retarget them, but you're not going to get that ability to see the job roles and the type of people that are clicking and use that further on into your marketing. And then we've got Meta. Meta ads finds people as they're going about their day. When we were running lots of Meta ads, we used to find that the key time that would get people responding, particularly to consumer based, retail or landscape gardening, that kind of stuff, would be like 10:30 at night, because people are sat there scrolling on their phones. It's interrupting their entertainment, if you like. And again, it can work across the funnel, but the granular targeting has been stripped back, and it was never that reliable anyway, of certain types of interests or groups. And you're relying on the algorithm to decide who sees your content, and you can influence it, but you don't control it. You're relying on great creative to do that, but you're going to get a much wider net of people than you will on other channels. Then we have LinkedIn, and LinkedIn's targeting is the real superpower here. It allows you to really make sure you're hitting the right kind of people. You're using professional data that they're updating themselves. Someone changes their job, they update their LinkedIn. They get a new qualification, they update their LinkedIn. So the data source it's using is fantastic and really allows you to hit those people. We can hit them by job title, by seniority, by interest, or even go company by company if we want. And it's so much more accurate as it's self-reported. And it's got a precision that you can't replicate on Google or on Meta. This transparency is hugely important as well. You can see the names and the job titles of the people that are liking and commenting on your stuff, you can act on it, and it gives you a feedback that you just don't get anywhere else, that you're hitting the right people in a way. You can check those professional demographics and really get a key sense of the fact that these are our people and we're hitting them. But for context, with LinkedIn ads, people are in business mode, but they might not necessarily be in buy mode. And typically, what's going to work well for your LinkedIn ads are actually going to be where that buying cycle can be really long. We're wanting to hit people throughout that cycle to be visible. And if we're going to build campaigns around conversion, they're going to struggle. It works best at the visibility and the consideration phase with decision makers over time. And crucially, none of these are always going to be for everyone, but LinkedIn ads aren't for everyone. They are not, if you've got a business that's, you need high transaction value or low, yeah, if you need high transaction values, that can work. If you've got low transaction values and short purchase cycles, LinkedIn ads aren't going to work for you. And really what we want is that high value product or service with a defined buying group that can really run those ads to and work across the funnel, but primarily at the top and the consideration phases, pulling them through and creating opportunities for our sales teams to pull those through. Finally, let's address the elephant in the room whenever we talk about advertising cost-wise. LinkedIn ads, particularly if we're going to go for the more consideration or lower end of the funnel, are more expensive than Meta or Google ads, but we're paying a premium for amazing targeting. And that really amplifies what we're trying to get across. And the other side of it, though, is that we can actually use LinkedIn ads not in isolation. We don't want to necessarily be like, oh, well, we're just going to run LinkedIn ads. LinkedIn ads as a baseline, just set up a retargeting campaign. If you're running Google ads, you're running Meta ads and running them to your website, just set up a retargeting campaign on LinkedIn as your first step to those people, because you're going to be able to hit them in a different place, and it's really going to enhance that campaign with that visibility, that idea of the everywhere effect, that people can see you everywhere, and build that through. So hopefully this gives you a base level understanding of LinkedIn ads, and particularly in relation to how they work with Meta and Google. I know a lot of people that have probably watching this video have probably run LinkedIn ads before and they haven't worked, but with the right approach, the right mindset, we can get them working in the right way for your business.